Since the beginning of Singles Inferno Season 4, Yuk Jun Seo has drawn attention, but not always for the right reasons. His seductive demeanor masked questionable actions that many people ignored. Today, we're going to recall 6 moments when he proved to be a true red flag. During the first date in Paradise, Sian opened her heart to Yuk Jun Seo, confessing her confusion between feelings for another contestant, Theo. After opening up and consuming alcoholic drinks, they decided to lie down together. At that moment, Jun Seo used excessive force to keep Sian in bed, which made many viewers uncomfortable. The scene sparked mixed reactions from the audience. Some viewers expressed discomfort with Jun Seo's attitude, considering it aggressive and disrespectful. One user commented, "Sian spent most of her time in Paradise letting Jun Seo know she was confused. Even in bed, she shared that the situation seemed complicated. And what does Jun Seo do? He immediately takes the opportunity to dominate her, stretching himself over her." On the other hand, some defended that both were consenting adults in the situation and that the interaction was mutual. One comment read, "They are adults and can do whatever they want as long as they both agree." Most of these thoughts are just people putting themselves in their place and imagining how they would feel uncomfortable. So why aren't you on the show, LOL? Regardless of interpretations, this moment highlighted behavior from Jun Seo that many considered a red flag, especially due to the use of physical force in a situation involving vulnerability. The scene raised discussions about consent and appropriate behavior in emerging relationships, emphasizing the importance of respecting a partner's boundaries, especially in intimate contexts. Since the beginning of Singles Inferno Season 4, Kim Min-seol made her interest in Yuk Jun Seo clear, especially after their trip to Paradise together. She always openly expressed her feelings, making it evident that he was her priority. However, instead of being transparent about his intentions, Jun Seo chose to keep Min-seol in an ambiguous position, fueling her hopes without truly committing. In a notable episode, Jun Seo asked Min-seol if she would like to go to Paradise with him, implying that he would choose her. However, shortly after, he picked Lee Si-yeon instead, leaving Min-seol disappointed. Many considered this behavior insensitive and manipulative, as he suggested a closeness that he never intended to follow through with. The audience reactions were intense. Many viewers criticized Jun Seo for his behavior, labeling him a red flag due to his lack of consideration for Min-seol's feelings. Social media comments highlighted the frustration with his indecisiveness and how he seemed to keep multiple options open without truly committing to any. Additionally, during interactions with Min-seol, Jun Seo often adopted a condescending attitude, treating her as inferior rather than as an equal. This dynamic made viewers uncomfortable, as they felt that Min-seol deserved more respect and honesty. Jun Seo's behavior demonstrated a lack of empathy and respect for Min-seol's emotions, highlighting a pattern of emotional manipulation. Instead of being honest about his intentions, he chose to maintain a facade that allowed him to explore multiple possibilities without considering the impact of his actions on others. At the beginning of Singles Inferno Season 4, Yuk Jun Seo and Jaeong You-jin became the first couple to visit Paradise, bonding especially over their shared careers in the arts. Jun Seo initially appeared genuinely interested in You-jin, possibly even more than she was in him. However, after an episode in which You-jin drank what some participants considered excessive alcohol during a bonfire, their dynamic changed drastically. Jun Seo began ignoring her on the island, even refusing to respond when she tried to interact with him. Jun Seo's behavior sparked discussions among viewers. Some believed he was being childish and insensitive by treating You-jin this way, especially given the initial connection they shared. One user commented, "You have to convince this man to respond to you or talk to you. So exhausting. It feels like he likes putting in minimal effort because he doesn't want to waste energy chasing a woman." On the other hand, some defended Jun Seo's actions, suggesting that his attitude might have been a reaction to Yoo-jin's behavior during the bonfire, interpreting her actions as excessive or dismissive toward him. One viewer observed Yoo-jin had opportunities to talk to him, but kept giving all her attention to Theo the entire time, and acted strangely and over the top. Regardless of the interpretations, Jun Seo's decision to ignore Yoo-jin rather than directly addressing his feelings or concerns was seen by many as a red flag. His lack of open communication and choice to avoid confrontation reinforced the perception that he displayed problematic behaviors, especially in relationship contexts. Beyond the behaviors seen on the show, allegations about Yuk Jun Seo's past have surfaced, reinforcing his image as a red flag. In 2012, at the age of 16, he allegedly published a webtoon titled invisible triple kick under the ID D Bronstj 123, which matches his name typed in Korean. The content of this webtoon includes offensive references such as a supermarket name considered an insult to mothers, derogatory remarks about people with disabilities, and mentions of prostitution. Although these allegations first emerged in 2021, they resurfaced after his participation in Singles Inferno. The public reaction was divided, while some defended him, arguing that he was young at the time and that many teenagers use similar language. Others believe that regardless of age, such comments are unacceptable and reflect a lack of sensitivity. These revelations add another layer of complexity to the public perception of Jun Seo, raising questions about his character and attitudes, both in the past and in the present. Yuk Jun Seo and Chung You-jin's relationship. After the bonfire episode, when You-jin drank a little more and received critical glances from other participants, their relationship changed drastically. From that moment on, Jun Seo started treating her coldly and distantly, even ignoring her completely. But what really infuriated viewers was the way he talked about her behind her back, showing no consideration. The most controversial moment happened when Jun Seo joined a group of contestants and began making negative comments about You-jin. This happened right after the swing scene, where she, visibly isolated, tried to have fun alone. Instead of addressing her directly or clarifying any discomfort he might have felt, Jun Seo chose to criticize her to others. The scene did not sit well with viewers, who saw his attitude as immature and disrespectful. Another controversial moment occurred during a pool game when Jun Seo told You-jin to lower the volume, essentially asking her to talk more quietly and make less noise. While this remark might have seemed harmless, within the context of the reality show, where he was already ignoring her and talking behind her back, it was seen as another sign of disdain. Many interpreted it as a passive-aggressive way to humiliate her in front of others. The situation worsened because the other contestants showed no empathy. While You-jin was alone on the swing, no one invited her to talk or interact. Instead, they laughed at her, making the moment even more uncomfortable. The audience was outraged, with social media comments pointing out that Jun Seo seemed to be actively trying to discredit her. One of the biggest controversies involving Jun Seo. His questionable and inconsistent attitude towards Seon and You-jin drew a lot of attention. In one episode, Seon openly admitted her feelings for Jun Seo, but what stood out to viewers was the stark contrast in how he reacted compared to You-jin when she showed interest in Theo Jang. Viewers noticed that Jun Seo was understanding and calm when Seon admitted to liking 3 guys at the same time. However, when it came to You-jin, he didn't show the same patience. He criticized her just for talking to Theo, as if it were a major issue, while with Seon, he seemed completely unbothered. This led many to call Jun Seo a hypocrite, accusing him of having double standards when it came to the women's romantic choices on the show. The backlash on social media was intense. One viral tweet called Jun Seo immature and hypocritical, highlighting how he tried to shame You-jin while making excuses for Seon. The audience pointed out that this difference in treatment might be due to favoritism or even sexism, since he only gave You-jin a hard time because she was interested in a direct rival. And what do you think? Was Jun Seo really unfair, or is the audience overreacting?